Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Doriansdiyaudio. So, recently I installed a head unit in my vehicle, and through some different avenues, I developed a popping sound when my amplifier turns on. If you have this issue, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So sometimes this issue is derived from bad grounds, okay? And then other times this issue is derived solely just because the way that different pieces of your equipment turns on, right? So ultimately what you want is your amplifier to turn on last. So everything else in the chain to turn on first, and then the amplifier to turn on, and you won't get a popping sound. The position that I'm in right now is my amplifier is turning on, and then my DSP is turning on, and I get a thump from the subwoofers, and then I get a pop from the mids and highs. Here today, I have a product that I want to show you guys. We're going to go over how to use it. I'm going to show you the different modes that it have. First, we'll do it here on a bench in case you guys just want to see how this works. And then I will also show you guys an example of the issue that's happening inside of the vehicle. And then once this is installed, I will show you guys how this rectified the problem that I'm having. What we have here is the Taramps VTS 5.1. And what this is it's a voltmeter in a sequencer. Okay, so obviously a voltmeter is going to show you your voltage, all right, but it does a little bit more than just that. So I hope you guys stick around and actually see what this product provides, because it's actually pretty cool. And it also sequence the turn on of remotes for different pieces of equipment in the signal chain. Like I said, that really works to stop these popping sounds and other issues that may arise from having the wrong thing powered ahead of the other, right? So anyway, less chatter. Let's go ahead. We'll get this wired up on a test bench, and we'll go through all of the different options that is available on this thing, because it's pretty cool. Oh, real quick, I guess before we go ahead and throw it on a test bench, let's just take a look at it. So there's nothing in the box. You just have this here. Now, I did obviously look at the instructions on this, and there's some cool stuff. But this is what you get here. I hope you guys can see that. It's pretty simple. You have your remote power and ground on this end. I'm not sure which order you're seeing that in. And then from here, coming this way, there's 5 different plugins, and those will sequence as it turns on. There is one button here that will allow you to switch to the 5, I think it's 5 different modes that's available on this. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this plugged up and take a look at her. All right, y'all, so here we go. We have the VTS 5.1 volt meter / sequencer all wired up on the power supply. Now let's just go ahead and go through some of the features that this thing offers. Okay, so we have the power on right now, and as you can see, there's no amperage or wattage showing because it's off. So let's go ahead and connect the remote as to simulate that we turn something on. And what you're going to see is the unit power up, and you're going to see the sequence of these 5 lights turn on all in real time. I'm not going to speed up or slow that down. So All right, now you've seen all 5 of these lights illuminate there, right? And that's in its current time. And to be truthful with you, this is exactly what I need this unit for. Okay, I want to show you what happens when I remove this remote wire or the ACC, so you can see how this unit actually turns off in that reverse sequence. And like I said, this is all real time, so you would have to figure out which piece of equipment you need to put in a daisy chain so that you don't get that popping sound. Okay, so there is one button on this thing here, and from my understanding is, as this thing sits, if you wanted to just check your voltage without even your vehicle being on, you just press it and she powers up and it shows the voltage, right? Now, there's no lights coming on, so there's no sequence to be shown there. And then if you want to shut it off, you just hold it and it shuts the unit off. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's reconnect the remote, turn this thing on. Okay, let her start up. Boom, boom, boom. And what I'm going to do is hold this button down until it says hold. Okay, now what this unit does is it's going to show the lowest voltage that was recorded, right? So we're going to come here right now. We're set at 14.7 here, 14.8 here. All right, there's a little discrepancy, 1/10 of a volt. I don't think is anything to worry about, but let's go ahead and turn this down. And we brought this down to 13.6. You can see 13.67 here. And then let's turn it back up to 15 volts, and you see it stayed there, right? So this is a cool thing where if you wanted to see what your voltage drop is closer to your amplifier, this hold feature will allow you to see that. Okay, now I want to turn the hold back off, so I'm gonna hold it until it says off. Hold this back off. It's now reading the voltage we show there. Now, the next thing I would like to show you guys is what is called SPL mode, right? So right now, I'm not sure what mode is on, but let's turn up the volume on the voltage and see what happens as we go through here. Okay, so at 16.6, you see this unit said enough's enough, and it starts shutting down equipment to help save, protect anything you have that shouldn't have more than, I think it's really over 16.6 volts, right? So what we're going to do here is turn this back down so everything turns back on. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to hold this until it says SPL. Okay, so SPL is on, and now what we'll be able to do is now when we turn this voltage up past that 16.5, 16.6, it will not shut off, right? So let's just keep going up here. And there we go. So we passed 16.6 and the unit is still on. And then I believe once we get to like 19.5, it's going to go through and start shutting everything down. So let's go ahead and just get her right up to the 19 volt, and we'll slowly take our time to see where she starts shutting things down. And you can see right there, it starts shutting things down, right? So that's SPL mode. I guess if you're running over 16.5, this is the mode you would want to be setting, okay? So, I think that is really about all of the features that is in this unit here. There is a couple other things that I would like to show you guys. So let me shut the SPL off, and we'll just hold it. SPL, and it should read off. All right, and the unit shut down. So what we want to do here now is I want to see when this actually shuts down, and we're just going to go ahead and drop this down pretty quickly for a bit. And we're coming up on 11, 10, 8. Okay, 10.5. 10.3. 10.2. All right, you can see there it's starting to flash. So when you get to 10.2, that is a warning to let you know that you're dropping down that far, right? That's the other feature, the hidden feature in here is when you get to 10.2, 10.1, it starts to flash. And then once you come down much lower than that, it will actually go ahead and turn the unit off, start sequencing everything off. And that's just another precaution deal to kind of help you not smoke things. But really at 10 volts, wherever your gains was set clean, you're hard clipping, especially if you're beating really hard, right? So let's just see when it shuts off. I think it's about 9.5, and then it should just go ahead and just quit out on you. All right, so 9.1. All right, so we just got about 9.19, and you can see the sequence starts to shut down. Now, like I said, that is if your amplifiers was set clean, even at 12, when you get down to 9, that's going to be a shut you off type situation. So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump this back up. All right, so that's a really quick rundown of what this Taramps VTS 5.1 voltmeter / sequencer can do. Now, I really want to go out into the truck, and I want to show you the issue that I'm having so that you can understand what this unit is for, other than just being a voltmeter, okay? So let's go ahead, go outside in the truck, see the issue, and go from there. All right, y'all, here we are at the truck. I want to demonstrate what we have for an issue that's coming on here. You can see the green amplifier here, and then you can't see right now, but the DSP is just past that, right? You will be able to see the head unit when it turns on. The head unit is not necessarily the issue. The biggest part of the issue is that the DSP turns on before the amplifier turns on, and that is what's causing the pop. You should be able to distinguishly hear two pops, one being the pop from the subwoofer, and then the other one being from the mids and highs that's going on. So let's go ahead, let's observe the issue, and then we'll come back and we'll see, once I have this voltmeter / sequencer installed, how it fixed the problem. All right, so I really hope that that captured the issue that we have going on. As I said, that is the DSP back there, and this here is the amplifier, and clearly we can see the head unit up there. So let's go ahead, get this installed, and see if we will fix the issue with this voltmeter / sequencer from Taramps. All right, y'all, welcome back. Here we are the next day. As you can see, I got the voltmeter / sequencer in. Okay, I am going to do my best to get this thing fired up so that you can see everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit my button here, and we'll see the DSP turn on, then this, and it'll start going through a sequence before it turns this light on. Hopefully I can catch it all for you. All right, everything is on and there is no popping sound, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like there. All right, it's just 5 little dots, and then we'll go ahead and we will show the sequence counting down. And you can see the amplifier had just shut off there. All right, that is done and it's off. So if you guys need to fix this issue in your vehicle, this is a valuable option. That cost me 20 bucks on Amazon. If you go on Taramps, for some reason they want $60 for it. So go on Amazon if you need it, get it. I'll put a link in the description down below. But yeah, until next time, y'all, peace.